for the first time since that dramatic news yesterday that he would be joining Ferrari in 2025.
The Formula One world was left stunned when seven-time world champion Lewis Hamilton announced his shocking decision to join Ferrari for the 2025 season. This is arguably the biggest driver move of the 21st century and quite possibly the biggest in F1 history. Lewis Hamilton to Ferrari got everyone talking about 2025 even before the 2024 season started. But why Ferrari? Is the Hamilton-Ferrari partnership one made in heaven, or is it destined to fall flat? Let's find out. Back in 2022, Lewis had a tough time.
And there is Charles Leclerc, still ahead of Lewis Hamilton. Closer, and they're going wheel to wheel into that chicane, and Sainz just ahead under braking. Verstappen goes around the outside of Lewis Hamilton. Has Verstappen got ahead by the time they get to the next corner? They touch. Fernando Alonso hits his old teammate Lewis Hamilton. Here comes Hamilton into the Leclerc chicane, and they make contact. And this is the view that Lewis Hamilton had when the Red Bull and the Mercedes made contact.
For the first time since he started racing in F1, he didn't win a single race or start from pole position. Can you imagine how that must have felt for a champion like him? He even called it one of his top 3 worst seasons. Just a year prior, he had racked up 387.5 points, securing second place in the drivers' standings. In 2022, he managed only 240 points, dropping to 6th place. A major culprit behind Hamilton's struggles was the Mercedes W13 car, plagued by a phenomenon known as porpoising, which caused the car to bounce up and down during races. This issue reached a painful peak at the Azerbaijan Grand Prix, leaving Hamilton with a significant back pain. By the end of the season, both Hamilton and Mercedes team principal Toto Wolff were eager to leave the W13 behind. Then came 2023, bringing with it the new W14 car. Mercedes had managed to curb the porpoising issue, leading to promising back-to-back podium finishes in Spain and Canada. But just as things started to look up, Red Bull Racing and Max Verstappen continued their domination, with Verstappen clinching his 3rd consecutive Drivers' Championship. And despite the fierce competition, Hamilton managed to finish 3rd in the drivers' standings. Throughout the season, tension simmered between Hamilton and the Mercedes team over the car's development direction. Wolff admitted that the team chose to follow the data instead of their world champion driver's advice, a decision that proved disastrous and left Hamilton feeling emotionally drained. Before the end of the 2023 season, Hamilton signed a new 2-year deal with Mercedes, but it included a clause allowing him to leave after 1 season if he wished. Before this extension, rumours swirled about Ferrari's team principal, Frederic Vasseur, attempting to lure Hamilton away. Hamilton and Vasseur's friendship dates back to 2006, when Hamilton raced for Vasseur's Art Grand Prix team in Formula 2. During a race in Istanbul, a young Hamilton defied his mechanic's advice and asked for his car's wing angle to be adjusted for better straight-line speed. Despite an early spin, Hamilton impressively climbed from P17 to finish 2nd, showcasing his racing talent early on. Perhaps Hamilton never forgot Vasseur's trust in him during those formative years. By 2007, Hamilton was racing for McLaren in Formula 1, while Vasseur continued his career with Renault and Alfa Romeo Sauber F1 team, their paths crossing frequently. More than just a professional relationship, Vasseur might have been the final push Hamilton needed to join Ferrari, because Hamilton had long harboured dreams of racing for Ferrari. In his announcement post about the move, Hamilton called driving for Ferrari a childhood dream come true. But beyond fulfilling a lifelong dream, is Ferrari truly the perfect fit for Hamilton? Well, let's start by looking at what Ferrari can offer Hamilton. Like Mercedes, Ferrari had an overhaul of its car this year. This will lay the foundation for Hamilton's first Ferrari F1 car in 2025, the last under the current rule set before the design rules change significantly again for 2026. That year is regarded by many as offering the best chance of ending Verstappen and Red Bull's dominance. And if there is any team at the moment that seems to be in the best position to end Red Bull's dominance, it is Ferrari. The team is on a recruitment drive, and the lure of working with Hamilton can only help it attract top technical talent who could aid its bid to win another championship. Also, Ferrari's chairman, John Elkann, has shown strong support for Vasseur since he took over as team boss in 2023, succeeding Mattia Binotto. This new era for Ferrari has already been moving in the right direction. On a purely competitive level, going from Mercedes to Ferrari looks like a sideways move, but there is one thing Ferrari offered Hamilton that Mercedes, and frankly no other team cannot: a fresh shot at the title. But winning the title won't come easy. Hamilton will be replacing Carlos Sainz, meaning he'll be driving alongside Charles Leclerc, also known as Ferrari's Golden Boy. While Fred Vasseur insists there is no number 1 and number 2 driver at Ferrari, it will definitely be interesting to see the power struggle between the two drivers. Both are extremely talented and possess a wealth of potential to take more wins or maybe even a championship or two. Yet when it comes down to the end, will Ferrari prioritise their Golden Boy or their new addition, the 7-time world champion? Before we see any teammate battles, will Hamilton even be able to keep up with Leclerc? This is no dig at the Brit, but he is leaving his home for over a decade for a completely different team. Even if Hamilton has worked with Vasseur before, he's still stepping into unknown territory. It will be interesting to see how he fares, whether the car suits him, and how he works in tandem with the team to gain the most points possible. Additionally, will making such a big change help his career? A driver that comes to mind is Daniel Ricciardo, who left Red Bull back in 2018 to go to Renault, and from there his career took a dive. Will driving for Ferrari reignite a spark in Hamilton, or will he sink further? However, even if Hamilton performs incredibly well at Ferrari by scoring big points and winning once again, to be world champion he would need to beat the most dominant driver currently, Max Verstappen. One man who can make that possible is Adrian Newey. Adrian Newey is a name whispered with respect in the Formula One world. His smart designs have helped many teams win big. Many teams want his skills, but the talk is that Ferrari is the most tempting for him, especially if he's looking for new challenges after working with Red Bull. While no official deal has been struck yet, rumours have been swirling. It's been said that Newey met with Ferrari's team boss Fred Vasseur in London just before the 2023 Miami Grand Prix. Ferrari has remained tight-lipped, with Vasseur only commenting that he has nothing to say. However, insiders suggest that Vasseur is keen to bring Newey on board. Now, if Newey joins Ferrari soon, he'll find a team already deep into developing their 2026 car. Yet, his lateral thinking and deep understanding of the sport could significantly influence the final design. His knack for approaching problems from unique angles has often set his teams on a winning trajectory, as seen with the 1998 McLaren, 2009 Red Bull and the 2022 Red Bull. Adding Newey to Ferrari would be a monumental boost to a team that's already on an upward swing. When asked in Miami how he felt about the possibility of Newey joining Ferrari, Hamilton couldn't hide his enthusiasm. "Very much," he said, highlighting Newey's stellar track record. "He'd be an amazing addition. Ferrari's already got a great team and they made great strides this season, but it would be a privilege to work with him." Charles Leclerc, Hamilton's future teammate, echoed this sentiment. "I think Adrian is one of those guys in the paddock that you hope to be working with one day in your career," Leclerc remarked. "We have an incredible team at Ferrari at the moment, and adding Adrian would be amazing." Having Newey in the team significantly increases Ferrari's chances of clinching the F1 title. His presence has historically turned teams into championship contenders. Hamilton's move to Ferrari, after 11 years at Brackley, offers him the fresh challenge he craves. It's also an opportunity to cement his legacy, potentially becoming only the second driver in F1 history to win the world title with 3 different teams, following the legendary Juan Manuel Fangio. With titles from his time at McLaren and Mercedes, Hamilton stands among the greats like Jack Brabham, Niki Lauda and Michael Schumacher. Achieving a title with Ferrari would set him apart, making his pursuit of the record-breaking 8th championship even more noteworthy. So this move to Ferrari isn't just about driving a red car for Lewis, it's about chasing a dream, making history, and maybe, just maybe, creating the ultimate F1 dream team with Newey. Will it all work out? Well, we'll have to wait and see. But one thing's for sure, it's going to be one heck of a ride. Sure, Hamilton winning an 8th F1 title would be amazing, but you know what else is incredible? The era of Max Verstappen's dominance. So, here are some of the most commanding races we've seen from Max Verstappen over the years.